Hey, this is Sean from Ascending from Ashes, and you're listening to the brutally... I'm sorry, what was it again?
Yes, it's the Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Hey, this is Sean from Ascending from Ashes, and this is the Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Brutally delicious!
Hey, you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast. I'm Bruce.
And I just walked over Bruce's intro. My name is Chris.
Let's do that again. Hey, you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast. I'm Bruce.
And I'm Chris. See how you went up there and I went down? You see? It's almost like we planned it.
It's like a yin and the yang thing. Something like from my philosophy class or some shit.
Oh, Jesus. What are you wondering about this week?
This week it is ancient Egyptian religions. Yeah. And moving into like the pharaohs and that kind of stuff. And it's actually final week. So believe it or not, if you've been listening to this, it's 16 weeks in and I'm just about to ace this whole thing with an A.
You're going to become you're probably going to get your master's in philosophy right when you're ready to retire. So you can really spend your time pondering things.
Sitting on the beach, contemplating the existence of it all.
Yeah. I always used to ask my friend who had his master's in philosophy. He was a singer in a band of mine at one time. What do you do with a philosophy degree? And he said, well, you become a teacher. I was like, of what? He's like, philosophy. I was like, so that's the job? He's like, yeah, that's the job. I was like, cool.
Yeah. I mean, really, I've had this conversation with you. This is just, to do it. So
it's awesome. I think
it's just mind expanding. So
education is the key to life, man. And if you're learning how to think critically and logically and expansively, it can only benefit you. I
agree.
I'm not dissing the philosophy thing at all.
I feel like I'm being dissed, though. That's what that's what I'm feeling.
Well, I just diss you regularly, so
Hey. I'm not feeling the love on this at all. So
hey.
So I picked up my classes for next semester, and I'm doing the philosophy of Nietzsche or whatever he is.
Okay,
that'll be pretty deep, and then the history of Christianity.
Oh wow, that's gonna be violent.
Yeah, the whole thing is gonna be pretty interesting.
Yeah, so, Hey, I'm Catholic, and man, we killed a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
I shouldn't laugh about it, but anyways.
No, but it's true. Anyway, I digress. The reason we're here is we've got the dudes from Ascending from Ashes joining us today. They're a rock prog metal sort of band out of, I think, New Jersey, right?
Yeah, it says Bergenfield. Is that how you pronounce it?
That's what, I'm from up that way, but I don't really know where Bergenfield is at. But I know they're influenced by some amazing bands. Well, you might not think amazing, but The Devil Wears Prada, Avenged Sevenfold, and I hear a lot of that in there. So they're a little proggy and a little tacky, but we'll go ahead and get them on the line, see what they have to say.
Love it.
So, Sean, welcome to the Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Sounds fun.
For those not familiar with Ascending from Ashes, can you give us the 2-minute boardroom pitch? The 2-sentence boardroom pitch, even better?
So we're a 4-piece metal rock outfit from Bergen County, New Jersey. We've been together for about close to 12 years, and our newest album, Glory, has been out this past year. It came out. It was a soft release. Early January, but we are coming out with a full extended deluxe edition for Christmas with brand new art and a brand new concept.
Nice. Well, I was just watching your live videos on your Facebook page. How did those come about?
That was an idea we had. I saw a band doing a live stream, and they just set up their camera phone and they did like live on Instagram, and it was just them kind of doing like an acoustic thing, and there were so many followers, so many people watching. I'm like, I really appreciate these guys doing this, but the quality of it is just it's missing.
Yeah. And
my manager at the time, he said, I wonder if there's a way that you can make a multi-camera, multi-platform live stream show with direct audio that's already mixed down like a live sound. I'm like, there has to be something like that. So we looked online and we found a system, and then that was it. 2 years later, we're probably at the best capacity it's ever been at, and it's taken this long. I mean, there's been so many mistakes and mix-ups and bad connections, but I think it's finally where it's supposed to be.
Cool. Now,
it's pretty cool.
Do you guys bring people in for those, or are you just doing it like in your rehearsal space with a stage set up? How are you doing that?
So that's our studio. We rent that room out. It's actually 2 rooms that we knocked the center wall down, and we extended the room so that it's long-wise now instead of kind of it being this small room. If you saw the room about a year and a half ago, it was like a 13-foot by 17-foot. I'm sorry, 13-foot by 15-foot room. We just use a lot of wide-angle lenses.
Yeah.
As for bringing artists in, like people to sing and play with us, we haven't got there yet. This is kind of like our baby. We're trying to really capitalize off of, it making it our own right now. But as for like, photographers, we always bring people in to shoot the video, to shoot the live stream. We accept all forms of arts walking into that place.
But like, is there audience members in there, or is it just you guys?
Sometimes, the studio that we have a room at there's a lot of people that just kind of walk in, walk around, and we have a lot of friends there. So sometimes we'll have people sit in, but if you're talking about like a, 30, 40 head show, no, we don't really have an audience like that. We don't like bringing too many people into that place. There's a lot of electronics and there's a lot of cables.
Yeah.
Right.
I bet. Yeah. The first thing I noticed is that your drummer was surrounded with like the acoustic shield, and I was like, this seems like a dedicated space for doing this. And I didn't know they didn't know if it was your space or what, but I noticed all the acoustic treatment in there, and I was just like, there's bass traps in here and first reflection points. I'm like, this is really well thought out.
Yeah, the Thunderdome was an idea we had because we all there's 3 vocalists, so there's so much drum bleed. So we need some form of protection from our very hard-hitting drummer.
The other thing I noticed is that you don't have a bassist.
No, we don't need one.
Cool.
Yeah, we've gone through a couple bass players. We've been together for 12 years, and I think we've gone through about 4 or 5 guys, and they just kind of, came and went, or there was a scenario that happened with one that he obviously wasn't the right fit. And we haven't found the right fit. Actually, my second guitarist, the guitarists are brothers, David and Kev.
Yeah. And
Kevin played bass for a little while, and I always said that he was our best bass player. We do a lot of backing tracks. It just fills out so much sound. The backing tracks isn't like there's no like vocals or anything. It's all just kind of synth and ambient sounds. But we have a full bass line that's in the background as well, and the bass lines are actually the actual recordings from all the albums that we've ever made. So like this album Glory, we had a bass player at the time, but he just didn't work out, and he recorded all the bass lines. So every bass line you hear when you hear the live stream, that's him playing the bass.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so he still kind of lives. He still lives within the band. He's just not in the
bass players to your band seem like drummers to Spinal Tap.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys play to a click then?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everything's to a click. All the lights are synchronized, so everything has to look proper as well. It's all done on a computer, just with the power of the space bar.
It's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah,
that must have taken a while because, like I remember when I was younger in a band, you just show up and you play a show and you hope you look okay and you play okay, but everything else is up to the venue. But nowadays, with the advancement of computers, like you have to learn about lighting, you have to learn about recording, you have to learn about all these things that are related to creating music, but not necessarily part of creating music.
Correct. Yeah, everything that's done on the computers, I really do. We believe that without Dave, our guitarist, I don't think any of this would be really possible. He's just kind of a genius. He's a whiz when it comes to a good solid MacBook. I know that it's as for the lights though, I do all the lights. It's taken me a little while to kind of to get that down 100%. But it's like, it was something that I always visualized that there has to be a way. And that seemed to be our saying for a little while. Like, there needs to be a way to do this. There needs to be a way to make this as small as possible with the most output as possible. So the lights were like a vision. I'm like, I know I can make these lights work as long as I'm able to plug the lights into a computer.
Yeah.
And I looked up how to do that, and after like a couple months of just kind of fiddling around with it, we bought some more lights. That's also the thing too. I mean, like, you can have the vision and you can have the inspiration, but you got to have the money for the equipment too. I mean, it's not a cheap investment.
Oh God, no. And I assume you're triggering the lights just via MIDI off the same computer that's playing back the backing tracks.
Yeah. It's like it's kind of like a piano roll on Logic and Logic Pro, and my guitarist has all the backing tracks and everything is ran through Logic. So by the power of a space bar, we have backing. Well, we also put like for our drummer mostly. Like, I don't use them, but my drummer uses like a reference. So we have the song as a reference in our in-ears, and we can turn it up and down. Each of us have our own mixes, because we have a Behringer X32 rack, which is like just a board. It's a digital board, but has no faders. It's just a rack unit, which is crazy. But we bring that around everywhere with us. That seems to be the new standard almost when it comes to.
It really is. Yeah.
We're doing what we're doing. You need something like that,
Absolutely. It's really become a standard. That's one of their best-selling units. And the warranty that Behringer has is kind of unparalleled right now. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they are somewhat of an unstoppable force. I think Midas bought them out, or someone bought out Midas.
They bought out Midas, and then they took the Midas tech and put it into their stuff. It was a huge deal when it happened. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I remember Behringer used to be known as just like the crappiest electronics company around, but they've really transformed themselves after they bought Midas like that. But anyways, we shouldn't talk tech. I could talk tech all day.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Chris is a big tech nerd as well. But so let's talk about the record for a second. He said it was released in January, soft release, and new artwork and new concept. Are the songs still the same? Are there any songs added? Have they been remixed, or what can fans expect or music if somebody picks it up?
So the current list is it's the exact same album. It just has a few tracks that we had taken out earlier in the album, taken away from the concept, thinking that maybe we didn't need them, or maybe they didn't fit with the concept. But for Christmas, we just decided, forget about it. Let's just re-release it and make sure we get all these tracks on Spotify playlists and make sure we do this right. Set it out on at full sale to a huge platform. The last album was just kind of, we put it out and that was that. But just because we didn't put anything out in like about 5 years, like we hadn't put any music out in 5 years. We were just sitting on the album. But this time, it's a Christmas thing, and some of the tracks on the album, the deluxe album, people requested these songs because they weren't on the original album, and they heard, these specific songs, like Black Forest is one of them. Also, another song is called Pentadextrous, which is a very heavy song. And we're kind of transitioning to a different band. So it didn't really fit with not just the concept, but who we were going to be in the next couple of years. But we said, forget about it. Let's just put it out.
All right. I know you mentioned concept a few times in that statement there. Do you guys have, or is there something you want your fans to walk away with after listening to one of your records or one of your songs or seeing you guys live?
Like knowing what the concept of the album is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
So the concept is about a young prince, and which is the title track of the album. It's the second track of the album. And he eventually comes into power, and he's conflicted, and he needs to find the best way to rule, whether it's through fear or through love. It's actually about a Machiavelli passage that my guitarist had written. He basically wrote the entire album. He basically wrote the entire concept when it came to lyrics. So we just kind of followed in his footsteps, but. I think most people could relate with the Prince. He's very young, and he's It's very agile. And then there's a part of the album which his peers, the civilization that he rules over, they begin to revolt, and they turn, what do you call it? They attack. They're fed up, and they begin to revolt, which is also another track on the album. So it's a story of cruelty and clemency is the name of the passage by Machiavelli, but it's the concept behind it is pretty basic.
Gotcha. Chris?
I'm good. I don't have anything else really, Bruce.
Yeah, I've got one more, and then we can have some fun if you're game. When you guys are writing, since it's all such high tech stuff, are you writing like all in the same room together, or because it's such high tech stuff, are you writing separately and then sending it to each other, or getting together to combine it?
So, there's 3 songwriters in the band. My guitarists are brothers, and they live together. So that's just writing central, their place. And so my guitarist, Dave, who's the younger brother, he'll write the song and he'll record it at his home studio, just pump it out like delicious Carvel ice cream. And then my other guitarist, Kevin, will write lyrics on top of it, or he'll send it out to me and I'll write lyrics, or he'll write lyrics himself. We've all had our hands in a ton of these songs, and it seems to work this way. Like, we can get together and sit together and hang out and write a song, or, we can get together and hang out, have a couple beers and play Smash Brothers. It's probably going to be the second one, but the first process has seemed to work over the years, and we're still writing. We're constantly writing. There's never been a point in which we're just like, I have a concept for a song, but I can't think of how it should sound. For some reason, every time we wrote a song, we've been happy with it, and that's what's most important, and that's why we've been involved with each other for so long, because it just clicks really easily.
Okay, perfect. So I don't know if you're interested, but we have this segment. I'm going to give Chris the credit for this segment because it's his.
Please.
We have this segment called The Furious Five, and if you've listened to any podcasts of ours before, it's just some random fucked up questions that we throw out there. It gives fans a chance to get to know you a little bit better, and everybody gets a good laugh. If you're interested, we can carry on. If not, we can end it here.
No, I'm very interested, but could you define fucked up for me?
Well, I guess we'll get to the first question, and you could...
Yeah.
To the wolves.
Yeah, so don't take too long to answer them. Just go with it. It's kind of Furious Five, just quick questions, and we'll go from there. And if you hate it and you think we're a bunch of jackasses, especially Chris, for coming up with this game, then we can end it here and call it a day. Cool?
Okay. All right. Yeah, this is I'm intrigued.
Oh, you're intrigued. All right, we're going to start easy. Name 3 root vegetables.
Root vegetables. Let's see. There's the beet. There's the turnip. There's the potato.
Beautiful. Right on the money. Last time we asked that question, we didn't get such good answers. But
we didn't get any.
We didn't get any. But we didn't ask this next question. So if you're ready, name something that one of the 5 little piggies did.
The 5 little piggies?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a trick question?
I don't know. When you're a little kid, this little piggy.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Is this Mr. Rogers' Brutally Delicious podcast or what?
I thought we were talking about like the wolf and the 3 pigs or whatever. Yeah, one went wee all the way home.
All right.
Very good.
And that's where this is where the listening people are going to be like, I'm going home. Fuck this.
This is at the end of the podcast, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Are you still cool with this, or you think Chris is fucked up for coming up with this stuff?
Bruce actually hired a big metal band from Europe to do the intro.
We got a great intro
5.
and everything. So yeah, it's good once it gets rolling.
Keeps it entertaining. I'm all.
Oh yeah. So name 2 words polite people use instead of cursing.
2 words.
Yeah.
Darn it. And I don't know, frick.
Right?
All right. And what does frick stand for? Oh, that's my other word that I love.
Change some syllables and some consonants around, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
How many hairs are there in the average human eyebrow? 100, 550, or 1050?
I guess 550.
Hey, ding, ding, ding. Dude, you're going to be the reigning champion on this thing here. We've been keeping track.
I'm batting 1,000 right now, aren't I?
One more for you.
Okay.
Gynophobia is the irrational fear of what?
Gynophobia? From your laughs, I'm going to say, I'm going to say a vagina.
No, see, that's the obvious. You should have gone with your first instinct. It's actually the irrational fear of women.
Oh, okay. Well, same thing. They go hand in hand.
Same thing.
So this was the Furious 5. I don't even know if we got... Was that 5? Anybody keeping track?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That might have been 5.
I'm living in gynophobia right now.
I had to throw that in there.
Fuck. Where the fuck do you get these questions?
You're going to laugh, but... So I went to Walmart the other day with Denise.
Speaking of gynophobia.
Right. So I went to Walmart the other day with Denise, and she was looking at board games we're going up to New York this week, and she's buying all the nieces and nephews games and whatever.
Yeah.
And I found this, it's Family Feud cards. It's a stack of like 500 of them, and I just shuffle them up and go.
Okay. Gynophobia. The fear of women.
But that's where the 5 little pigs came from. He was just like, what the fuck?
I was just like, fucking like, won't you be my neighbor? Like, this is a fucking metal podcast, and we're talking about the fucking little piggies? What the fuck?
Wait till you see some of these, though. These are great.
I hope I don't get sued for copyright infringement for singing that song.
Oh, no, but wait till you see some of these things these are pretty great.
Okay.
As you'll see that, But for anybody listening, Chris is the one who actually went to Walmart. That was the story about Chris, not me. This is all his fucking idea.
I have a confession about Walmart.
Quickly, because we got the next one. Go.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
My confession is, you know how there used to be that group, that Facebook group with the people of Walmart, and they'd post, I'm one of those people. I was never on the group, but like, I don't give a fuck when I go to Walmart what I look like.
Nice. Most people don't, so you fit right in.
Hey, that's the way I see it.
I'm going to tell you the quickest story. Recently, we were in Walmart for something. I try not to go there, but Denise has a corporate account for her job, and so she has to go there. Yeah. And we cut down the frozen food aisle, and there was a fucking turd, like, right in the middle. Like, somebody... like, somebody couldn't wait to go to the restroom. There was a sale on, I don't know, garlic bread, whatever you get in the frozen section. And so they shook it out and kept running. I actually took a picture of it and sent it to my friend. I'm like, this is what I just found in Walmart. Like a big swirly right in the middle of the fucking frozen food aisle.
What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Jeez.
Oh my God.
Like, whoops, that slipped out my pant leg. Like, how
I still got to get that garlic bread. Prices are falling.
Hopefully, the people around that person, like, who farted? And then this fucking shit falls out their leg, and they're like, okay, I'm not getting garlic bread today. Fuck this.
We just lost 2 of the 5 listeners we have with that story, and the pigs and all. This one went down the tubes as well. But all right, let's call it. Thanks for listening. Have a fantastic holiday, and we'll talk to you soon.
Keep it metal.
Metal.
Hello out there.
Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.